What's going on, everybody? It's Gordon Xavier here today to support you in your evolutionary journey. I have a powerful question to ask you today, and I invite you to reflect on this and to contemplate this and to let this rearrange some things inside so that you can level up. I know this question, for me, helped me level up and it helped me evolve, helped me connect to my heart more, helped me open up my heart more, and to enjoy this life thing on a deeper level. So the question I want to ask you today is, what is your worth tied to? This was I really had to do some deeper reflecting when I heard this. I was like, what's my worth tied to? What you mean? And then I thought about it. What is my worth tied to? So I started answering the question, and one thing that came up for me was okay, how many followers do I have? I didn't like that. I didn't like when that answer came to me. How many subscribers I got? My worth was tied to that. How many views? How many likes did this video get? Boy, it must not be good enough. I must not be good enough. I got to come harder. I got to do more. All right. Another thing that came up for me was money. How much money I got? I find my self-worth feels a little bit lower when my bank account is lower. I didn't like that. I was like, ugh. I didn't like looking at that truth. What is my worth tied to? How happy is my relationship? How happy is my girl? How satisfied with me is she? How much joy is in our relationship? Oh, she's upset with me right now. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? I'm not a match for this. Or maybe her worth gets thrown off because of that. What's my worth tied to? What does my dad think about this? Does he think that this is good enough? No, he doesn't approve of this. It's not good enough then. I got to do something more. I got to do more. So a lot of these different things began to come up with me when I asked this question. And so I want to invite you right now to reflect on this. What is your worth tied to? What in your life is your worth tied to? Is it tied to how good looking you are? Is it tied to what your clothes look like? What kind of house you live in? What kind of space you live in? What kind of car you drive? Your career? How well your career is going? What your boss thinks about your work? How many clients you have? Your hair? What's your hair look like? What's your worth tied to? And I found, as I began to look at all these things in my life that my worth was tied to, I found that now, because my worth is tied to my money, tied to my relationships, tied to how many followers I have, now my self-worth is at risk. Because those things are subject to change. Those things are subject to change. Anything can happen. This physical world is the one thing that's permanent. The only thing that's permanent about this physical world is the fact that it changes. And so if my self-worth is dependent upon something in this physical world, then my self-worth is subject to change with it. So my invitation in this video is what if there's a way that we can tie your self-worth to something deeper than this physical stuff? What if we can tie your self-worth to something non-physical, something spiritual, something that's idealistic? It's your ideal. What if we can tie it to your character, who you are? And what if we can tie it to the reality of you, The fact that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, not a human being having a spiritual experience. What if we can tie it to the spiritual aspect of you? What if we can tie your self-worth to God, to Source, to the universe, to Spirit, to your higher self? What if we can tie your self-worth in this moment to the fact that you're alive and you're being granted life right now? You're being supported in being alive right now. What if that's all the proof of your worthiness that you needed? What if we tied your self-worth to all the amazing possibilities? What if we tied your self-worth to like a decision to be worthy? What if we tied your self-worth to like maybe the idea that God loves you, that the universe loves you, that you're supported? What if we tied your self-worth to something non-physical? Your self-worth is based on who you are. And the beautiful thing about tying it to that is you get to decide who you are. You get to make that choice. I know maybe it doesn't feel that way. Maybe who you are has been defined by your mother or your father or your brother or your sister, or your auntie or your uncle or your friends or your family or your social media or your job or your schooling, your degree. But we're not focused on that right now. We're saying screw what they think right now. Thank you for your consideration, but what's really important is my self-definition as to who I am. Who are you? I know me. I am alive, worthy. I'm grounded. I am a playful, loving man of integrity. I am bold. I'm a truth speaker. I am a light worker. Right? I am all things good. Who decided this? Me. I used to let my dad decide that. I used to let my social media following decide that. I used to, back in the day, I used to let my grades decide that. I used to let my salary decide that. I used to let my cousin decide that. And it wasn't working for me. It wasn't serving me. It was the source of a lot of pain and suffering in my life. Then one day I decided, no, what matters is what I decide. Because right now I'm at the driver wheel. If I stub my toe, nobody's going to feel the pain except me. Right? And so the point in this video is to encourage you to let's release all these external physical things. Let's tap into what's inside. And then with your mind and your heart, you decide who you are. And if you're experiencing blockage in that, if you find that that's a hard thing to do, hit me up. Book a call with me. First one is on me. And I'd be happy to support you in coming to that realization and to making that distinction in your life and to separate yourself from all the crap so that you're able to see yourself for the spiritual being that you really are, the divine spiritual being that you really are, as opposed to this physical human creature, animal, mammal thing that needs to eat and has to take a shit and sleep and go to work and make money and procreate. All those things are wonderful and a part of this game, but those things are not what define you. And so let's connect to the deeper stuff. I'd love to support you in that. So in reflection of everything I just said, I invite you to leave a comment down below and to share with me what you think. What ideas come to you? How can you add to what I just said? Maybe you disagree. Maybe you agree. Share that below and add to it. And let's grow together. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being on this spiritual journey of self-realization. And I'm grateful for you. Till next time. Peace.